the worst four-letter word? No? No? I'm not gonna tell you yet. I want to start with some stories. Years ago, we lived in Panama. Let's see, 5 or so years ago. We had a small gym, my wife and I. She was the main trainer there. And naturally had clients going to originally a particular shopping center where we had the gym, and then at our home. We had a small setup in our home. As we came into the room where we set up our gym area, my wife had actually painted a nice mural, had red brick on it, all drawn, hand drawn. This is where the pull-up stations were. And she actually drew fire on the wall, which is a nice sign, I think, for a little bit of personal motivation. As you're doing your pull-ups, you don't want to go into the fire. We had several clients come regularly. One in particular, I'll disguise his name just to protect the guilty. His name is Gene. Gene was a typical client in the sense that he wanted to build muscle mass, he wanted to get a little bit bigger, and he had other goals in mind. He was one of those that my wife trained him, and she trains people hard. She'll push you to the limit. Doing deadlifts. Deadlifts are those movements where you're grabbing the bar and then going up. She would continue to add weight to his bar. I was like, no, there's too much. I can't. It's like, yes, you can. I've seen you. You can do it. She would tell him, and we were there. I was there also, always encouraging them to do better. And then he'd be like, no, I can't. My knee, my back, just find an excuse. He would make it. He finally got up, grabbed the bar, and pulled it up. Oh wow, I can do it. This happened often. Another occasion for him specifically, he wasn't particularly a runner, but I'm a runner, and if we're gonna be at the gym after we do the training, let's go out for a run. So we're out running and doing our thing. I was like, we gotta go up a big hill, but there was a nice, at least 20% grade hill close to where we lived. That's our training hill right there. So we go, oh no, my knees, no. Always complaining, oh my back, my knees. No, you can do it. Go up the hill, he did it. And we were training for a half marathon that was further in the year. My wife actually went along with him the whole time when we were doing the half marathon. All the while, he was complaining to her, saying, my knee's gonna break, I can't do this. But you know what? He finished. At the end, we have a picture together, all three of us with our hands in the air, raising his hands. Yes, you did it. And now I'm still Facebook friends with him, and I see he's actually gone on be a Nike spokesperson in Panama. So things that he wasn't doing before, or he couldn't run, now he's a running model for Nike in Panama. I was like, hey, I'm glad for him. I'm glad that he actually took the time and he thought for himself, yes, I can do it. And he did it. And that's the power of can, the opposite of cannot. Another story I want to share with you, with the same gym again. We had a couple. We'll call them Rick and Mary. Rick and Mary came for the same purpose of they wanted to get healthier. They were thin, but they wanted to get fitter and healthier. Many of the same things that Gene had, in that, oh, okay, I can't lift this up. Mary would be the type that, oh, I'm gonna get too bulky if I lift too many weights. It's like, no, you're not gonna get too bulky. You're gonna do well. You're going to build muscle strength. you're going to be able to do more than you've done before. We start lifting weights. My wife, again, she's one that's always pushing others to the limit, and then they're surpassing those limits. Mary would be, again, lifting weights, pushing, oh no, this is too heavy. It's just the bar. No, I can't lift this up. But we see the progress little by little. Okay, we put 5 pounds, we put 10 pounds on. Okay, I'm lifting this. Oh, no, this is too much. I'm too tired. I'm dead on the floor. No, you can do it. You can do it. And we see it again and again. We're still Facebook friends with them again. And now they're doing CrossFit competitions, going out there and competing at a level that we would have never expected before. They're lifting amount of weight that years ago when we were training with them, they were like, no, this is impossible. How am I going to lift up this 150 pounds over my head? But they're doing it. Again, that power of can. Yes, if you think you can, you can. One last story I wanted to share with you is years back, even before we went to Panama, I was doing independent government contracting work in Northern Virginia. I worked with one guy, he was the project manager for our team. He was working for a large company at that time. We'll call him Rick again, because that's his actual name, sorry. Well, he had been with this company for a while. He was the type that he thought he could do more. He thought he could do more, but he was reluctant. He was resistant to change. He had been satisfied with this company, at least 10 years with this company. But I think he was ready for a change. I was doing the independent thing, and he came up to me one day, we just started talking about it. You know, he asked me, how is it like to be independent? He's like, you have freedom. You can set your own hours, technically. Depends on the client, of course. But you have the chance to do something on your own. You have more control over everything. And it's like, why don't you do it? I asked him. He said, no, I can't. It's too difficult. There's too much involved. I have a family. I had a family as well. I was like, in the government, especially in that area, there's a lot of demand for what we're doing. We're one of those high-paid contractors that all of you pay for, I'm sorry. But I encourage him, let's go ahead, do it. You have the opportunity. Why not do it? It'll be safe. He actually went out there and did it. He started his own company. As I left his project, he went on his own. He was doing fine. I've stayed in touch with him on occasion, and I see his company. Now, it's a multi-million-dollar company that he has multiple people working for him doing government contracting. It's like, great, you did great. And all because originally he thought he couldn't, but now he thinks he can, and he's doing it. And this is what I want to leave you with. The power of can. Eliminate that 4-letter word that I'm sure you all know, but I don't want to say it because I prohibit it from being said at home. My kids know this when I hear them say it. And they know if I hear that word, that's like a trigger. Like, if I'm asleep and he says, can't. Like, what did you just say? No, you didn't. they rephrase it. It's like, oh, I'm not able to do it at this present moment. But that's it. Change your mind, and you can decide whether you're able to do something or not. And I'll leave you with this quote from Henry Ford. Whether you believe that you can do something or not, you're right.
Yes.
Mr.